Good morning, fifth grade. Our goal for today is to learn how to subtract decimals. Yesterday we went ahead and did adding decimals, so today we're going to do subtracting decimals. If you could take out the place value chart that's passed out to you, and please write this problem, 42 and 3/10 minus 3 and 4/10. Notice that I have lined up tenths to tenths, 1 to 1s, and decimals to decimals. And then take another moment, please, and let's model 42 and 3/10 on our place value chart. So there's a 4 we need in the 10 spot, 2 1s, and 3/10. So take a moment to go ahead and model that. All right, so boys and girls, we're ready to subtract. So we need to start out with taking 4/10 away. Well, I'm noticing I only have 3/10, so I need to do some regrouping. I know I can trade in 1 1 for 10/10. So let's go ahead and do that. Please cross off one of the ones, and let's add in 10/10. So now I haven't changed the value. I have just did some regrouping. So I have taken 1 away from the ones place. Let's show that. So now I have 1 in the ones place. And if you count up all of your tenths, I now have 13/10. So now I can subtract. I can take away 4 of those tenths. Let's go ahead and do that. Went ahead and took away 4 of those tenths. If I look at what's left, I have 9/10 left. Let's go ahead and subtract that and show that 9/10. Bring your decimal straight down. Now I'm going to go ahead and continue. So looking at my problem, I have 1 1s and I need to take away 3. I can't do that. So I need to do some regrouping. Well, I know that there are 10 1s and 1 10, so I'm going to regroup that. Take that away, and let's add in 10 of these. And so that's what my ones place looks like now. Let's show it on our problem. So I went ahead and I did some regrouping, took 1 away from the tens place. I regrouped that, and if you notice now, I have 10, 11 in my ones place. So the value didn't change. All I did was a little shuffling. So I'm going to go ahead and do my subtraction. 11 minus 3, so I need to take 3 of these away. Let's show that. If you count up what you have left, you have 8 left. Let's put that down. And then go to my tens place. 3, I'm not taking away anything, so I wind up with 3. So our final answer would be 38 and 9/10. All right, now we're going to do some practicing on the place value chart. So if you could go ahead and take this paper that was passed out to you as well, we'll get started with that. Make sure you're on the side that says 27 hundredths minus 9 hundredths. So we're going to place that right in the place value chart. So go ahead and put in 27 hundredths. We know we have to end in the hundredths place because its last name is hundredths, minus 9 hundredths. Let's go ahead and put that in. Using the place value chart helps me remember that I need to have everything lined up, hundredths, hundredths, tenths, tenths, ones, ones, and then the decimal lined up as well. So instead of using the visual model, we're going to go ahead and use the standard algorithm to solve it the same way. So 7 minus 10, that's something I cannot do. I cannot take 9 of those place value discs away from 7. So I'm going to need to do regrouping. I'm going to take 1 away from the 2. And I know that each place value can be substituted for 10 of the lower place value. So I'm going to add 10 onto my 7. And now I have regrouped. 17 minus 9 is 8. 1 minus 0 is 1. bring down that decimal point. 0 minus 0 is 0. So your difference is 18 hundredths. All right, let's do the next one. We have 9 ones and 5 thousandths. I'm going to build that number. A 9 in the ones place, 5 in the thousandths. I notice I have to go ahead and fill in my place zeros because you can't have blank spots. Minus 9 thousandths. Fill in my place zeros. So that's what our problem would look like, written in standard form. So I'm going to go ahead and start. 5 minus 9, that's something I cannot do. So I look next door. Nope, can't do that. Nope, can't do that. Yes, that's something that I can do some regrouping with. So I'm going to take 1 away from this 8. Now I can't take that 10 and put it the whole way over here because it's regrouping 10 each place value. So this is going to become 10, the tenths. So I go ahead and start again. 5 minus 9, that's something I can't do. I go next door, nothing I can do. But I can regroup here. So this 10 is going to become a 9. I'm going to add on 10 hundredths. All right, let's start again. 5 minus 9, something I can't do. But now with my regrouping, I can take from this, regroup, add 10 onto that. So that becomes a 15. So now we can go ahead and subtract. 15 minus 9 is 6. 9 minus 0 is 9. 9 minus 0 is 9. Bring that decimal point down. 8 minus 0 is 8. So then our difference is 8 and 996 thousandths. Let's go ahead and do the next one. 0 and 82 hundredths minus 9 hundredths. Set it all up in my place value chart. Everything is lined up according to their place value. I can go ahead and start. 2 minus 9, that's something I cannot do. I can't take 9 away from that 2. So therefore, I'm going to do some regrouping. I'm going to take 1 away from that tenths place, add on 10 hundredths. This becomes a 12. Now I should be ready to subtract. 12 minus 9 is 3. 7 minus 0 is 7. Bring that decimal point down. And so therefore your answer for difference is 0 and 73 hundredths. Flip it. All right, let's write the first one in the chart. 62 and 456 thousandths minus 0 and 56 hundredths. I'm noticing I have an empty space, so I'm going to go ahead and fill that in with a 0. We know that adding a 0 to the end of the decimal does not change the value. So let's go ahead and subtract. 6 minus 0 is 6. 5 minus 6, I cannot do that, so I'm going to need to do some regrouping. Come over, take a tenth away, add on 10 tenths to, add on 10 hundredths to the 5 hundredths I already have. That becomes a 15. Now we can go ahead and subtract. 15 minus 6 is 9. 3 minus 5, once again, not something I can do. So I need to look next door and do some regrouping. This becomes a 1. I'm going to add on my 10 tenths. 3 plus 10 is 13. Now I should be ready to subtract. 13 minus 5 is 8. Bring that decimal down. 1 minus 0 is 1. 6 minus 0 is 6. So my difference is 61 and 896 thousandths. All right, let's do the next one together. 98 and 1/10. I'm going to be subtracting 6 and 436 thousandths. Looks very strange written like that, but you have to line up place value to place value, decimal to decimal. So we're going to add in some place zeros. Now it looks a little bit better, and we didn't change the value. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract. 0 minus 6 is something I cannot do. Look next door. Nope, that's not going to help me either. All right, let's look here. I can regroup one of these tenths. So I'm going to take 1 away. This becomes a 0. I'm going to take those tenths, 10 and add it onto here. Now I'm at 10 hundredths. All I did was shift it and regroup it. So let's see if we can do something. 0 minus 6. Nope, still can't. Look next door. Take 1 away from this. add on 10 thousandths. Doesn't change the value. All it does is regroup it into a different column. 10 minus 6 is 4. 9 minus 3 is 6. 0 minus 4. Nope, can't do that. So I'm going to do some regrouping again. I'm going to take 1 away from the 8. It becomes a 7. And I'm going to add 10 tenths on. 10 minus 4 is 6. Bring down that decimal place. 7 minus 6 is 1. 9 minus nothing is 9. So our difference is 91 and 664 thousandths. Last one we're going to go ahead and do together. 72 tenths. Thinking about that. 72 tenths would go here. But that, you can't put 2 digits in there for a standard number. So I'm looking at that and I know that this 7 is going to have to move over here. So therefore it's going to be 7 and 2 tenths. And then 89 hundredths. I can go ahead and write in 89 hundredths. Even though I'm outside of my place value chart, I can still line them up perfectly. I notice that I do need a place 0 here to make it even Steven, just like when we were comparing numbers. So I'm going to go ahead. 0 minus 9 is something I cannot do. So I'm going to regroup. I'm going to take 1 away from this 2. Get rid of that. And that becomes a 1. And this now becomes a 10. Now I can go ahead and subtract. 10 minus 9 is 1. 1 minus 0 is 1. Decimal point. 7 minus 0 is 7. So then our difference is 7 and 11 hundredths. All right, so boys and girls, for the rest of the time, you're going to be working on your exit ticket and your ZERN. Use that place value chart. There's also a page in the book that is a must-do as well. Take your time, line those digits up.